All right. Welcome to the Crypto Factor. Welcome to your favorite cryptopreneurship show. My name is Paul, and today we're going to be talking about, holy crap, the world's on fire here, or at the brink of would make the whole world go on fire. It's scary out there. I want to talk about the markets, specifically the crypto markets, Bitcoin, altcoins, what I'm looking at, what I believe is going to happen. We're going to look at some TA, we're going to look at some altcoins, and I'll be answering your questions in the chat. And no, this is quite insane what's going on. I will give you the bad news, I will give you the good news, so you can do with that information what you will. So let's start and get straight. And I see also right saying get crypto off the exchanges. It shouldn't be an exchange from the get-go. I do have on exchanges what I trade, but generally speaking, not your keys, not your crypto. I see Yasu Paul from Bill S. I see Thiago saying, how is life, brother? It's good, it's good. Lots of traveling, man. Just came back from Sweden, going to Turkey. Or is saying hi. Banana Republic 2039, Yasure Pavlo saying in Greek. So let's get straight to it. I'll be answering your questions. And look, if we look right now at the Bitcoin chart, this is the 4 hour. Now, if you were trading the 4 hour, you would have exited the market anywhere from 106,000 to 105,000. That's when the factor line turned red, confirmation dot on the next candle, and this came up and actually broke up, gave you a buy signal, then gave you a sell signal again, anywhere from 106,000 again, all the way to 105,740. And we just went down since then. Gave this little fake out, to stayed red, the factor line told you to stay out, and now we came in, and now we're looking like we're gonna go down even more. And I'll be quite honest with you, and I'll tell you the good news after, but I'll be this does not look good. This does not look good. Now, the only hope we have, if you look at the trend stacker here, this is a combination of volume, momentum, and a few other things. We're now at 98,000 or 99,000, let's say. But this right here, being at the end, this can stay there. But just so you know, this is one of the reversal signs. So again, on the daily, this could be more, and we'll see it in 1 second here. If we go to the daily real quick, you'll see that we're still in the beginning. So this can go much lower. But when it comes to the 4 hour, you can see that there's a big momentum. And this could actually signal at least a temporary reversal. So kind of like oversold, but not. Okay, it's more to do with momentum, volume, and a few other things. And let's see how this works out. Now, if you did not sell 106 to 105,000 because you didn't believe the factor line, or you didn't have the factor line, or whatever, understand that I didn't either. Okay, so don't think I'm the perfect trader, or that I trade with a certain, just by looking at the chart. But first of all, I was in Sweden. So I was in Sweden, I was doing my keynote. I was in Sweden, so I didn't get to trade at all. And no automated trades were set up, other than a couple of bots, but no automated trades were set up, so I did not get out when the factor line turned red. That said, I'm playing on a longer sort of time frame since I got in earlier. I'm playing on the daily. And on the daily, the factor line is still gold. Yes, this looks like it's going down here. Yes, it looks brutal, but it's still gold. Okay, we're talking about Bitcoin, by the way. We're talking about Bitcoin right now. Let's just turn on the factor flow. Yeah, see, so it's just about to go red on the daily, more than likely, if this keeps on going down. I'm hoping support is 97,100-ish. I actually posted this in my group earlier. This is kind of like the line in the sand, not really, but if we break that, then we may go down a lot lower, maybe down to 90, and then we'll reevaluate. But that's what we're looking at on the daily. Now, if we look at the hourly to see short-term what's going on, when we dropped initially, the factor line told you to buy here for a swing trade. We came back up, touched the line, that's where you would take profits. It's also the beginning of a range here, and we rejected the range. This is actually pretty hard. This is actually a pretty hard rejection over here. So I wouldn't be surprised if we come lower to 97,000, guys. But let's see. Again, this is a reversal signal here, but as you saw on the daily, we can go a lot further. Now, my argument to this, on the weekly, of course, everything's still okay. Let's see what's going on the weekly. 96,000. So in the weekly, we're looking at 96 to 91,000 to hold, okay? And a lot of people are worried about this double top on the weekly. And look, it told you, the factor line told you to sell here on the SFP, buy here on the SFP, and sell here again. So if you were intra-trading, you'd be good. Now, I'm using the factor line for my technical analysis from now on. It's just so much easier. So much easier, so much convenient. And it's easier for me to trade and talk about what you should do as well. So, of course, it's not the only indicator in the world. It's my personal indicator, and you can't have it. Well, you can. You could buy the factor line. You could buy the factor course. You could buy the Invest, Trade, and Think Like the Crypto Factor, my course, and you get a lifetime free subscription to the factor line. But it's expensive. Right now, it's early bird at $1,297. So it's pretty expensive. It's not for everybody. You probably can't afford it. And that's okay. That's really okay. I'm still going to be making these videos, telling you my views, telling you when to get in, when to get out, or when I believe you should, or what you should be, not when you should, but what you should be looking at, no problem. And if you do want to check out the factor line, the link is in the description down below. But other than that, weekly is looking okay. We're not too worried about it. Let's see if we get another buy signal somewhere around 91,000 to 96. That's what I'm looking at on the weekly. We're on the weekly chart. So if this reverses, it should touch the top of the factor line or the bottom of the factor line. As you can see, it really respects that. We should get a buy signal on the weekly. Let's see how this week plays out. But again, short term, shit looks scary here. All right, shit looks scary here. This range here might hold as well. There's a lot of confirmations for that zone. So let's see what happens. Talking about that, let's have a look a little bit. And I will be answering your questions. Put them in the chat. I'll answer your questions in a second. Also, right, saying the factor line looks good. It is good, man. It's amazing. It's an amazing tool. Somebody from Ryan from my group, actually, I was in Sweden, so I wasn't trading, but he actually out-traded a lot of us by using the factor line and getting out on a 4-hour. So he got out, and then he got out again even more aggressively, and now he's looking to buy back. If he buys back now, great. If he can buy back lower, but the factor line is an indicator that you can use your own style. So just mentioning that. So Ryan, congrats, by the way. So let's have a look at altcoins, and they are getting obliterated here. If we go to the hourly, everything looks bad. Virtual, trying to hold on. Let's look at Hype. Hype is down the day, down the hourly, is trying. It's really trying. If we go to the daily, I think we can see. Hype wants to go up, but it's trying. Now, the bad thing with Hype is I get liquidated at $28, by the way, just so you know. On one of my, so I have a lot of Hype I'm holding long term, which I can't get liquidated because all spot on my wallets. But I'm also trading. I'm actually have a range where I'm trading with a bot. I was experimenting. It went quite high, and I just lost all the profits and even more. So now I'm down quite a bit, and that might get liquidated, but it is what it is. That's how the game works. But it does look strong, and it is going to be one of the first to rebound in my honest opinion here. Going to the weekly, everything looks like crap, guys. Everything looks like crap right now. And we gave back a lot of gains. So we made the right call to get in, but we gave back a lot of gains. The only thing that looks strong is Bitcoin, but even that's under 100K right now. Let's hope that does not become resistance, because if 100K becomes resistance, we're definitely going down. We still got a couple of days to wait. Right now, there's low liquidity. It's the weekend. Let's see what happens. And no, you might say, Paul, this is because of the war. Yes, maybe, but again, you saw it go up, you saw it go down, you saw it go up during the war. I don't even pay attention to that. When it comes to markets, I don't pay attention. I just look at technicals. I look at price. Show me the charts. I tell you the news. And it's not show me the charts, I'll show you the news. It's show me the charts, I'll tell you the news, okay? So if just in case you're using that phrase, at least say it correctly. Still love you, man. You know who I'm talking about. You know who I'm talking about, man. There's no problem. There's no problem, man. Anyway, so let's see what happens there. And yeah, if you are just joining, we just did an analysis on Bitcoin. We talked about altcoins. Let's see what happens. On a personal note, and I'll get to your questions in just 1 second, we'll talk more about this. But on a personal note, I will be traveling to Turkey on Wednesday. I'm hosting or emceeing the Istanbul Blockchain Summit. I'll be on stage announcing everybody, talking in between and so on. I'll be on stage all day, networking the day after and so on. So if you are in Turkey, make sure you come say hi. And then hopefully when I get back, I'll take a little holiday, make some videos, but get a little holiday. And then also I get ready for Germany in September, God willing, everything goes well, and then a few more countries. And I will be making videos. I do have a video coming out tomorrow on my live stream. On my talk, where I literally pivoted on stage and started talking about something different, about 3 crypto myths I busted. I mentioned Alex Becker in there as well. It gets funny. It's very funny. Make sure you watch that. This video should redirect you right after. If not, make sure you keep your eye out. It should be releasing tomorrow as a premiere. So you could probably go there and click notify to be notified. And hit that like button if you're excited about hearing what I have to say about Alex Becker. It's going to be funny. That's all I got to say. Anyway, let's get to your questions. Let's get to the chat here. And I see Michael from London, UK. Man, I was born there, bro. I was born there. Blessed Sunday, everybody. Thank you, Straight Up Crypto. By the way, follow Straight Up Crypto. He's one of my partners. He has a channel now. He's also working with us, with Luai at Digifire Marketing. Make sure you give him a follow for basic videos and how to understand crypto. And the combination with his channel, my channel, should give you amazing info. So please hit the like button for Straight Up Crypto. Roberto Ferreira says, Brother Paul, I hope you are doing fine. I think we already had an altcoin run and everything will dump in the combination of the war. What do you think for alts? I'm not looking at the war at all. I really, when I say not at all, I'm not looking at when it comes to my basis of marketing. I did say we're going to have a summer dump. I did say we should be selling in June or July. I did not. I'm holding, waiting for one more leg up to see if it breaks resistance or if it rejects resistance. If it rejects resistance, then I will probably be getting out till about September or October, or at least after a bigger dump. But again, not all my position, not even 40 or 30% of my position, just because I want to stay in crypto. Because think about it, if World War III breaks out, okay, let's put it this way, okay, listen to this thesis here. Let's say I want to sell crypto, unless you have immediate need for money right now. If you're holding mostly Bitcoin, which I am, which I suggested you did forever, but if you're holding mostly Bitcoin and alts, your alts is your risk, your make it or break it play, right? And if you set up your portfolio like I was saying, even if your shit goes to shit, you still have your main Solana, Sui, and so on, which will make a comeback or will likely make a comeback. So even if it goes down, we'll make one later on in the year, or at least in the next bear market, worst case scenario. The question is, let's say everything goes well and the markets start going up. And I'm not talking about news here, but let's say the markets start coming up. Well, then you're exposed in crypto. But let's say you're scared for whatever reason because of World War III. So let's say you sell your crypto. And do what? What exactly? What are you going to buy instead of crypto? And namely Bitcoin. What are you going to buy instead of Bitcoin? The US dollar? If there's World War III? Maybe. Gold? Okay. I don't know. I mean, cash. Okay, I have cash on the side anyway. I don't think I would, I'd buy more, if that makes sense. But you want to buy gold, you want to buy Bitcoin. And if it's World War III, it really doesn't fucking matter. You should be buying pharmaceuticals. Pharmaceuticals will be the best currency in the world. Why? Because it's something you need. All those survival guys out there stashing gold, silver, and so on. No, pharmaceuticals. No one's going to let their kid die of a fever or an infection, and they will pay anything or barter anything for pharmaceuticals. Plus, it's your safety as well. So your, whatever, your antibiotics and so on, things like that. That's what you should be stocking up on, water and stuff like that. So anyway, regardless, I'm not too worried about it when it comes to the markets. Am I worried about the war? Yes. Am I happy about the war? No. Who do I support? I support the people of Iran and the people of Israel. I don't support the governments at all. Neither of them. I just think it's a shitty thing that's happening right now. Hit the like button if you agree with that. And I'm just trading and doing my thing. Super chat from Bill S. How many do you think Say and Arrow can do? I'm not in Say or Arrow. I think Arrow can do extremely well. And it might be a good thing, a good opportunity to buy Arrow on this dip, on this as it's going down. Let's let it bottom first. Don't just go all in. But when it comes to Say, my bet's on Sui. We got out of Say a long time ago. So that's what I'm looking at. On the Bitcoin chart, we can see a huge double top. Yes, if you are, yes, we can, but which double top are you looking at? This double top here rejected, yes. I'm going to show you how I do double tops now. I like working in ranges. So I'm looking at this top range here. Right? And that rejected. Then as you can see here, we have the bottom of the previous range. Sorry, top of the previous range. So I'm looking at this level here, roughly. And here. And then, of course, you have the bottom of this range over here. And this is all in my course, the way I'm doing this, by the way. But this is how I like personally doing it. And then what you can do is this on the daily. You go to the 4 hour and see this. And look at that. We're in this range. This is the middle range right now. So 97,000. As I said, that's the line in the sand. And if you want to get very technical, you take the top of this candle wick here. Oops, sorry. You take the top of this candle wick here as well. And that should be a bounce area. We're already, the volume, momentum, and so on is already hard here. We're expecting a reversal. So this is one range to look at. Then we might come down here to the 94 and trade in here for a while. So we have support ranges. And this is why I'm not worried. Now, you might say, Paul, this is huge. Yeah, it is. I'm not going to lie. And we do need to get above 100K fast. But let's see what happens here. And if we go to the hourly, let's confirm on the hourly. Yep. We're still here. We're waiting for this support over here. And then let's go to the weekly real quick. Boom. There's your weekly. And look, on the weekly, generally speaking, the top of the factor line, the bottom of the factor line is support. Like when the top breaks, it usually goes to the bottom. And this is confirming the range we just drew here. So we should bounce either on this line or this line. And then hopefully we don't reject. We come down, we come back up. Or we can bounce somewhere around here. So let's see what happens. This is what I'm looking at. So I'm not calling bear market or get out just yet. But this is how I do my analysis. This is specifically how I personally do it. It's all in my course. It's a bit advanced. Let's not call it advanced. It's a bit different than most other people do. I do a different kind of style. If you notice, I don't usually do diagonals and so on. But it's effective. Look at those guns. Not really, not yet. I still have a long way to go, man. But it's getting there. It's better than before, huh? Better than Cancer Boy guns. I was like this. Anyway. And for those of you who don't know, yeah, I went through cancer. I'm not making fun of cancer patients, obviously. So, flex your bicep. Yeah, I just did, man. All right, my brains 101 says Bitcoin 99,400. Okay. We're going to Goblin Town. Okay. Let's see who else we have here. Sorry about that. Also, right, the factor, it's not called the factory line, it's called the factor line, dude. And you can check it out at thefactorline.com. So check it out there. Here. Thefactorline.com. It's only available in the course, but at some point it's gonna come out for $129 a month. We have been here before. Yep. The problem with show me the charts, I'll tell you the news, is the damage is done by that. Well, that's not correct, because the charts usually move before the news, and then everyone looks for the news to justify the charts. Again, there's news for the masses and news for the classes. We only get the news for the masses. The classes know what's up way before and factor shit in. Others, Bitcoin are breaking down, also heavily support is broken. Okay, B-Gem says, good morning, Paul. Quite the shake around the world. What are we looking for? Expect a reversal. I know we just talked about that. I just gave a big analysis on that, man. How much more pain? We never know. Thank you for the love, brother. You're welcome, bro. If you worry about summer war, then stick to Bitcoin Solo Sui. Okay. My alts are nearly at what I bought them. My Sui, well, at least they're not lower, bro. I mean, they could always be worse. Thank you. You're welcome, man. I have another question. It says, B-Germ, you say you have most of your net worth in Bitcoin. Do the fluctuations stress you out? I'm not gonna lie. They sometimes do, but I bought heavily at 15.6, 16,700, and then 20K and so on. So I'm pretty up. Does it stress me out? Sure, it stresses everyone out, but not as much as it used to, just because I'm in this game since 2017. So not really. I get stressed out when I can't buy more. But yeah, it is pretty stressful. But it's a lot less stressful than working. I don't know. Whatever, man. What do you think about the Bitcoin dominance chart? I'm not looking at the Bitcoin dominance chart right now. People are because everyone's looking at it. Everyone thinks everyone's kind of using it wrong. Yes, it plays a role. But people are saying that alts can't pump if Bitcoin doesn't go down. And they don't understand it's a byproduct of people selling Bitcoin to get into alts. But what if institutions go into Bitcoin and there's more money in there? What if institutions just buy alts, or certain alts? So yeah, the dominance will move accordingly after the fact. Now, if altcoins are so low, or they all go very low, it takes a lot less money for them to pump. So even if dominance is going up, these altcoins can still pump because it takes less liquidity. So I don't subscribe to it that much, if that makes sense. I do look at it, obviously, because everyone is, but I don't subscribe to it as much as other people. I do look at Bitcoin versus Solana, and right this time, Bitcoin versus Ethereum last time. That's how I started calling the mini alt seasons last year, and that's how we started getting into alts, if that makes sense. People are blaming this news. We've been in the downtrend since May, exactly, 12th. The chart, yeah, and the chart called it, and we didn't listen, but the chart called it, right? It depends on your time frame. If you're doing the daily or the weekly, you're not selling. If you did the 4 hour, you would be selling and buying a little bit more often. I was on trip, so I was using the daily. See you soon for a one-on-one in Greece. Awesome, Bill. Yeah, I would love that, bro. Thoughts on Ondo? Can it 510x this bull run? Yes, it can. Let's see if it will, but it can. Hi, Paul. What's your thought of Mana and Sand? I think there are other gaming coins you can get into right now, but I would rather get into AI coins and deep in RWA than gaming. But I do have some gaming plays. I actually made a video about it, dedicated video on my channel. Check it out, and you'll see what I have to say. How far do you think we're going to drop? We don't know, dude. Probably around the levels I showed earlier on in my analysis. Those are the higher probable areas, and we'll see if we reverse any time soon, which I think we will, but anyway, we'll see. When is that portfolio and Doge video coming out, bro? Portfolio videos have all been coming out, man. The meme coin portfolio is not coming out right now because it's irresponsible. And when the Azir is inside, man. I might make a meme coin video when I get back, but watch. Now is the time to get into AI and more serious coins, in my opinion. If that makes sense. I can do a super chat on my own channel. That's fucking hilarious. Sorry, I swore. Oh no. I can give myself a super chat. That's hilarious. I didn't know you could do that. Or a super sticker. Wait, let me try this. So what's a super sticker? Engage with your audience. Let's make a poll. Here. We'll break 100K this coming week? Question mark. Start poll. Let's do a poll. It'll be fun. There you go. All right, we have a poll. Do you think we will break 100K this coming week? Let's see how many. One person saying no. Let's see how this goes. Let's see how this poll goes. I love polls. Where is Diaz? Shall I call him? Shall I call Diaz? While you answer the poll, let me call Diaz and see what happens. Dia, Ella. Ella happiness. Good boy. Hello. I never. There he is. There's my boy. There's Diaz. This is my dog. Okay, Tsunami, I'm sorry. There's the S. All right, let's see. Hey, Paul, never had a dog of my own since growing up. What are the pros and cons? So, there's a few cons, man, but I would never give up the S because of them. Number one, it's a lot of responsibility. I'm not talking about expenses. Expenses, you could probably do it, okay? But there's a lot of responsibilities, and he has to walk in the morning, afternoon, and at night. Now, Diaz can walk twice a day, morning and night. In summer, doesn't really like going out. But generally speaking, you have to take him for walks. So it doesn't matter if you're tired, sick, whatever. Even when I had cancer, I was taking him for walks, right? Which was hard. And the other thing is you can't really go on trips. So when I went to Dubai, and when we went to Dubai, and when we went to Romania and Poland, we bought my girl's mother all the way from Albania to take care of him, like to babysit, like twice. We had to fly her in and out. And now that we went to Sweden and also we're going to Turkey, I flew my nephew, I forgot my nephew's name, Dino. I flew my nephew Dino to the house. He's staying at the house, and he's taking care of the dog while we went to Sweden, and we're going to Turkey. And I'm going to fly him in again, more than likely in September, unless he's going to come anyway, but and so it gets expensive. Now, if you have people that can take care of your dog, if you have parents, I really don't, or people that can take care of them in your country, then it gets easier. But it's very hard to travel and everything. Other than that, there's no other con. I mean, it's only positives. Everything's good. Yes, there's hair in the house. You get a cleaner, or your girlfriend cleans it, or whatever, your wife. That's it, man. That's basically it. Everything else is a positive, dude. He protects the house. He makes the house happy. You might be having a bad day. He'll make you smile. He'll force you to walk, so that's a con, but it's also a positive because you get more exercise, right? And you learn a lot. You learn a lot about different things, about psychology, about people, just by watching your dog. I know that sounds weird, but it's true. So, generally speaking, I'm pro dog. Chuck just joining us. Good morning. Your course is worth much more than what you charge. Thanks. You're very welcome, man. You're very welcome. We're gonna add some more more videos on that course. But yeah, look, it's early bird right now, 1,297. It will go to 2,600 over time. But yeah, thanks, Chuck. Much appreciated. Being Iron and XL Bully. Be careful with XL Bullies as your first dog. Make sure you socialize them well, because the last thing you want is for it to become aggressive or bite someone, and then it's a shame for the dog. You have to make sure you socialize them, make sure you train them, and so on. If you're gonna get a big dog like a pit bull or whatever, learn. Go take Cesar Milan's course or book or whatever. Get a trainer. I actually trained my dog, but I also had a trainer train me for the extra stuff that, you know, because each dog is a bit different. Some people say positive training, some people say punishment, some people, you know, each dog has a different character and a different style, and you have to be able to, it's best to get a trainer to help you. Even though I studied, took courses, read books, I even got a trainer to teach me, and then I trained my dog, if that makes sense. So yeah, or for the difficult parts, I had a trainer. But be very careful. And you make sure you have room for him to run around as an active dog. So depending on how active you are, you have to get the appropriate dog. I like the activity, and I liked it back then. I didn't know I was going to get cancer again. But it's good. He likes running around. I take him for long walks at night now, 40 minutes walks. And whenever I get the chance, I'll take him to like mountains and shit so he can run around and stuff like that. In summer, it's kind of cooler. He's okay. Doesn't really want to go out. We walk at night. And then on my beach house, he has his own garden, right? So he can run around. Hiding a chair behind the chair. Yeah, it's my reading chair. That's where I sit and read sometimes. I might change the decor a little bit though. We'll get a better chair that goes back a little bit, like this one. This one goes back. I also have a t-shirt on here because look, not because I want to advertise Muay Thai or anything, which I do, but because I get sweaty in the day. I don't want to have the air conditioning on all day. So I have this because it's a leather seat, and this kind of like helps with the sweat. Good morning, yeah. How did Chuck get a crypto? Oh, that's because he's also a member. But you know what I forgot? Let me add you as a moderator now that you mentioned it. But he has a green album because he's a member on YouTube, but there's no benefit there. It's just a support thing, and he's been a member for a while, like a YouTube separate of the VIP factor, so that's why he has the green album. Emblem. Gypsium, one big con about having a dog, their lives are way too short. Yeah, it's gonna kill me when he passes eventually. I don't know who's going to outlive who because of my cancer, so we'll see if it comes back before or after. But no, I love my dog, man. It's going to kill me when he, I don't even want to think about it. Is this the worst bull run yet? I wouldn't call it the worst. They're all different for their own reasons, but I wouldn't call it the worst. That said, I do want to check out my trading position real quick. I think I probably got liquidated by now. Spot. I'm probably gonna get liquidated soon. We'll see. $32. If it goes down to 28-ish, I'll probably get liquidated. Hopefully it won't. I would add more, but I just don't have any more. I could from crypto, but why? Why risk it? I don't know. We'll see. David B in the shot. David B? Who's David B? I'm sorry, I feel stupid now. Why do I not know who David B is? Where is David B? David B. I don't see David B. Unless you're David B. He's a legend. Nice. Well, where is he, man? I don't see him. David B, do a shout out or something, bro. And thank you for being here. Appreciate it. I actually appreciate all of you for being here. Worst bull run guy. Why would you say it's the worst bull run? I mean, we did pretty good with our picks. Yes, it was a bit different and not everything went up like crazy. But I guess you could call it the worst. I guess you could call it the worst. You could definitely call it the worst. All right, I take that back. It may actually be the worst. Oh, he's the worst bull run guy, David B is. Now I'm just confused. Oh, there's David B, my man. Okay. There's David B. Okay. Yeah, now coming to think about it, it is the worst one. It's definitely not the easiest one. But yeah, out of all the bull runs, it's probably the worst one. Brother Paul, oh sorry, hey Paul, worst case scenario, where do you see Bitcoin falling to? Ryan, by the way, Ryan's my man from the group that actually made the trade and got out with a factor line on the 4 hour. So, and thank you for the $10, man. Really appreciate you. So I mentioned the ranges in the video, man. Like, but generally speaking, 197K. That's kind of like where we were looking. Let me see if I could quickly look right here. So this is the weekly, and I drew these parallel lines just so you can understand on the 4 hour and the hourly. So this is the 4 hour. We did the tops here, okay, and we drew these ranges. So I'm looking at this range right here. So 100K psychological, obviously, but under that we have 97,900 to 97,200. That's one range of support. And then if that breaks, we can come down here to 94. So I drew see these blue lines? And then what you need to do, if you look at them on the hourly, you'll see where we are and you can see what this looks like. And then if you can also look at them on the daily, and then you can see, again, this range here. And if you go to the weekly, this is the cool part. They correspond to the factor line, so it's just confirmation. Usually when price either comes back and touches the factor line, and if it breaks that, it usually goes to the bottom part of the factor line, the bottom part of the cloud, and you see that this range here actually represents that perfectly. So if we keep on going down, I'm expecting 96 to 90,000 K as a bounce range. Will we go a bit under, then break up? Maybe. Under that, then we'd have to reevaluate, definitely. So that's what I'm looking at. But for now, on the weekly, we're gold. So let's see what happens. We are worried about it. We're still gold on the daily, although we're just about to turn red, in all honesty. On the 4 hour, we're already red, as you can see. And on the hourly, we're definitely red. But again, on the hourly and on the 4 hour, we have the trend stacker is massively down here. And yes, while this can continue going down, this is also one of those reversal signals. So maybe we get a reversal soon. Let's see how that plays out. Brother Paul, are there any other charts which you check often for altcoins other than the Bitcoin chart? Yeah, when I'm looking at altcoins, but right now I'm just charting Bitcoin knowingly that alts will go down further the more Bitcoin goes down. Once we see a difference with Bitcoin ranging or going down and altcoins going up, then I start charting altcoins. But there's no point in charting altcoins right now, in my opinion. So when the wick up to 100K, man, I was waiting. I was expecting a snap and crack, and we didn't get it. We had one, but it failed. And I usually play snap and crack, so we were wrong. W's in the chat. My first bull run, and it had to be the worst one. Yeah, but at least you're learning on the Nicola on the worst one, man. Do Sui and Sol with your line, sure. But do you want to do it with versus Bitcoin or dollar? So Sui BTC, for example. Solana's definitely losing against Bitcoin. Let's just go to the daily real quick. See, look at that. Buy signal here. We came back up. This is versus the dollar. So buy signal here. We came up and then sell signal right here and we're going down. And if we go lower than this, then we can expect to come down to here. This is versus Bitcoin, not versus the dollar. So generally speaking, let's see what happens. Let's do Solana, Bitcoin, and then let's do both in dollar. But yeah, with Solana, it's just better to be in Bitcoin, even though, it's just better to be in Bitcoin for a while now. This is the daily, yeah. So I wouldn't get into Solana. I'd rather get into Sui, just because Sui looks better against Bitcoin, in the sense that it just had better structure. I mean, it just makes sense this might flip better, and it had this pump, so maybe it would be better to hold Sui. But if we do Sui USDT, for example, and this is why I'm just charting Bitcoin, it's just worth holding Bitcoin right now. But, you know, when it comes to USDT, buy signal right here, came up, sell definitely right here, and then we just went all the way down here. So let's see what happens with that. So yeah, that's why I'm not bothering with altcoins right now. I'm just looking at Bitcoin. And if I buy, I'd buy Bitcoin, maybe Hype. Let's do Hype. Hype's more interesting. Because if there's any altcoin to get right now, for me, other than Bitcoin, if any altcoins to get right now would be Hype. Let's see if that's still the case, though. Let's see if that's still the case. Give me a second. Oops, wrong coin. Again, wrong coin. Okay, so it's like this. That can't be right. Let's find the... I'm just trying to find the pair where... There you go. So this is Hype versus Bitcoin. Buy signal right here at $16. Sorry, not $16. Oh, this is Tether. Yeah, this is versus Tether, sorry. Buy at $16. And we just zoomed all the way up here. Temporary sell right here. And we just came down, but we're still gold against. So for me, I would be buying Bitcoin and Hype as my altcoin right now. It's just very powerful. It is still an uptrend. Let's look at the 4 hour. On the 4 hour, it's down, obviously. But it's better to hold Bitcoin. But this could turn anytime soon. So I'm very bullish on Hype. Extremely bullish on Hype, just so you know. So Bitcoin Hype if you buy the dip, in my opinion. Are your thoughts on the end of the cycle being in a few months still intact? The way I'm looking at this, if this is the summer drop, then by the end of the year, the market's over. I don't think we can just go down from here without it going back up after summer, at least a little bit. That's why I'm holding a little bit more. Because think about it. We could, okay, top of the market, we go into a bear market and a recession. Possible now, yes. Will it likely happen? Probably not. With the wars and everything, everyone's worrying about it and actually believe that. I don't really subscribe to that. And even if we do go down and that happens, we're still going to get a bounce and then down even lower. Maybe not to the top level, but we should reject over 100K again. So even if we go down to like 70, 80K, we should come back to 90, 100 before we keep on going down. And that will be our exit. And yes, sure, the bull run. That was one of the theses I had anyway. It's more than likely we either go down now, come back up towards the end of the year, have another leg up, then it's the end of the bull market, or go back up now, down again summer around August, like aggressively down, and then have another leg up after. That's basically what I'm looking at. So I'm still sticking to my theses. If this situation with Strait Hamas is solved soon, Bitcoin should give the middle finger to all bears. I bet you that it starts going up before that news comes out, number one, if it does. Number two, that was a wrong move, in my opinion. I'm not an expert on this, but that just pissed off a lot of people, including a lot of Arab countries off, right? So I don't think that was the right move. It might make oil go up a bit, but might also make gold go up and Bitcoin as well. Let's see what happens. But this is all short-term noise, in my opinion. If the war continues, I do think we're still going to go up. It's just going to go down first, then go up as people get used to it and figure out no nukes have been dropped and, you know, a little bit of fear in the beginning, retail selling, other people buying. But other than that, I don't think it's something. Most of it's priced in already, in my opinion. Hate to say it, but your pick did crap. Which pick? Hype did crap? Dude, I just showed you the charts. What are you on about? If you, look, dude, I'm only responsible for what I say, not what you understand. If that chart at $16, even though now it's going down, oh my God, it went down to $32 from 40. Yeah, but we bought it at $16, $18. I don't know what you're talking about, man. So not sure, John. I'm not sure which pick you mean. I did do a few picks that were crap. Vapor turned into vaporware. Agent S went to shit, and a couple of more. But 60 to 80% of our picks did much better than the rest of the market. Much better than the rest of the market. And I've proved that over and over again. So I'm not sure what you're on about, man. Well, it is what it is. Hype already going up on the daily compared to the other ones. Very crap, yeah. Very crap, dude. I'm gonna buy more hype in Bitcoin if it goes down more. But I'm already very, very big into this. Very big into this. But yeah, sure, you know, whatever, man. You're entitled to your opinion. So yeah, anyway, thank you very much. Please look at the links in the description down below. Okay, thank you very much. Please check the links in the description down below. Hit that like button. I would really appreciate it. Video coming out with my live talk on stage, my keynote speech on 3 crypto myths busted. That's coming out tomorrow. I'll be in Turkey hosting Istanbul Blockchain Summit. I'll be on stage announcing everybody, talking to the audience all day. And then I'm going to come back, take a break, and get ready for the rest. So thank you very much. I love you all. Stay safe, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care. Bye-bye.